Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Build Break and Fix. Of course, to everyone who's just joining us, we are Roar Coders. That means we are a team of two developers. I mean, sorry, force of habit. I'm so sorry. Force of habit. Team
All
of
good.
three developers now and growing from Melbourne.
Just say devs.
Melbourne. Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
just a team of devs from Melbourne, Australia. And of course, if you're new here, we are working on a project and we are documenting it on the way. And the project relates to adding persistent storage to a current open source project called Scrambler CA. And we are basically going ahead and adding storage to it. What that means is that you'll be able to store what you're creating and come back in next time and see what changes you left out. Um, so yes, we are working on stuff revolving around Express.js. We use a lot of AWS. We use Postman to test our APIs. Right now for the front end, we are using CSS and just pure JS with a lot of logic. So yes, if you're interested in any kind of this stuff, do join us every night at 9:30 p.m. AEST because that's where we are best. So how are you feeling, guys? How's it going?
Yeah, really good, really good. Yeah, keen to get started tonight. I need a bit of a catch up, I think, from what you guys did yesterday, but
Mhm.
yeah, really keen.
Very
That's
nice.
pretty good to hear, Finish, and thanks for the intro, Kay. Always good having an enthusiastic intro right at the start to start some fun.
Yeah.
So just to catch up,
Yep.
so yes, today what we did was we wanted to do the merge, but then we decided that that can be done in our own time, which is not time consuming at all. That being said, I still haven't managed to do it, but I will take some time off on my
Yeah.
schedule to do that. But we did actually continue on top of Thanash's brilliant solution of getting the board name, and now I think we are getting a dynamic board ID in there uh, coming through, and now what we need to do is access the board name from that dynamic ID. If I'm
Mhm.
Am I right? Okay, are we on the same
Yeah.
page?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. That's what we do.
Brilliant. Just before we start, I'll do the acknowledgement really quick. So here we go. Right. I begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today and pay my respects to the elders, past, past, present, and future. I extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today. Right,
Yep.
now that that's out the way, Kate, it's your turn to share your screen, please.
With me or Tanesh?
Yes.
All right, me. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Toot, 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 toot. Okay. Uh, oh wait. Oh yeah, that's not the one.
Hi, Hugh Jesse. Welcome. Good to have you.
Hello. How's it going? Enhancement. I'll do a git pull. I'll bring you
Mm-hmm.
guys on
Yeah,
the.
that would be good.
Second. I'll get you guys here. Wait. Okay. Why is it not moving? Oh, there we go. Okay. Big enough?
Yep, cool.
Yes.
Yep. git reset head. Mm,
What are you doing?
one sec, I think reset head. One sec. Like, I see the command. Okay, git reset minus hard minus hard. Okay. We'll git pull. I'll do a build cd into the thing first.
Yeah, that's the one, Tori Littlefield. You're spot on. The Boar tribe is growing. We are the Boar coders. As in he will, but not really. We'll be our raw coders. Raw coders. I was just joking, guys. I was just joking.
Hey, Tori. Well, is there an inside joke there? Zaid, the ball instead of ball?
So the context was like whenever we used to, or now as well, make a mistake, then Tori and Andre Geck, they call us ball coders, not raw coders. Whenever we become slightly boring, then as well ball coders.
I see.
I think the context was something different though. I don't remember.
What was it?
Yeah, I think
I might be
we
wrong then.
mispronounced it or something like that. And then GigDev went ahead and created a T-shirt out of it.
Did he actually?
Yeah, with the
Yeah, you should see it. It's funny.
yeah. I'll
Send it to him.
post it to you on Slack afterwards.
Yeah, cool.
To the anyway, okay, that works. I mean,
Yeah, I think
doesn't-
that would be a good idea
Mhm.
to ask Gagdev because he was the inventor of this word.
Yes. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Go away. Let's go and see. Okay, so we weren't actually getting the thing. Undefined. Okay, the board ID. It's not getting the board ID properly.
I thought did you get pull it?
Yeah.
Get pull it. All right.
So remember this session board ID?
Yeah, that was becoming undefined. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So we were working on that one.
But isn't that a variable in the same file kind of thing?
It wouldn't be, because I'm just thinking that if we import the file, then can we use everything from that file, and that would just get passed through
Let's Google.
in between.
Board.
So,
Yes.
just
Yeah.
so that I get it right, basically you're trying to get the session ID from the still front end and then pass it to index HTML.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like mostly. Okay.
See, that's exactly what I meant by K speed is a lot faster than mine. I just understood when K finished saying yeah, and I was like, okay, I don't need to say anything now.
Yeah, he works fast, man.
He
I
does.
struggle to keep up as well.
Again, I'll repeat it. It's uni.
Shall we
Uni
go
makes-
back to uni, Fanesh? What
Yeah,
do you
sure.
reckon?
Yeah. Increase our speed.
Yeah.
Okay. So this guy has this thing in which he is importing this file, module1.js, and module1.js has this thingy.
Okay, I can't see. It's too zoomed out.
Is it better?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
much better now.
he has two files. One is module1.js, which is imported, and one is the script tag inside it. Same as us. So he's trying to access student.name from module1.js, student.name, and for him it's working.
Is it maybe it's because he's got the type
Could be
in the tags as well, but we haven't. Maybe.
type. Okay,
Mm.
yeah, can do that.
Guys, I was actually thinking, if you were to do that,
Yeah.
then what happens when the user decides to not go through the home page and just type in the URL? It wouldn't work, right? Because it's isn't it waiting on Go to retrieve the session ID first before, you know what I mean? So if I just, if I do demo 1 and then it wouldn't, yeah, am I on the right track? Is that something you guys thought about?
But like, if the session isn't there, right? Like, how would it load anyway? Like to start the session from the homepage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually true. So if I think Dinesh, what you're saying that if instead of typing in whatever the board name is in the home.html, as in the homepage, the user actually goes directly in the address bar.
Yep, exactly.
Types in that way, it wouldn't work because that hasn't been registered in the request.
Okay. Yeah.
And if they do it, then they're just being stupid.
But for example, saying like, how
Mhm.
we use Scrambler at DevCorp as well. We just
Yeah.
we click the link, right? We don't type in the name.
Yes. So what happens there? The admin, whoever creates the board, he creates the board by going to home, writing the name, and then pressing go. And then when the board has been created and the page is loaded, which is the index.html, then from there he or she copy and paste the URL as sends it to everyone.
Okay.
Is that what you mean? Or am I not understanding you properly?
So what I mean is, like, if we click that link, will it still retrieve the port ID with what you guys are doing right now?
It should.
Okay.
But we haven't thought that far yet at the moment.
Okay.
But technically speaking, that it should, because it's already happening in the original Scrambler. So we're using that functionality as a base, but building on top of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Sorry, what are you saying?
I have a phone screen coming up. Any advice?
Oh, phone screening interview.
Yeah, have a phone screen. Oh, okay. I thought you meant his
That's
his
what I
mobile phone screen. Correct. So I ordered a new one, and he's telling us that's coming up, and I'm like, what do you want
Get-
that advice in for?
get Gorilla Glass story. Get Gorilla Glass. I haven't done before. Last time it was like a straight to technical interview. I think
okay.
phone screening is just.
Hmm.
I don't think so you even talk to the team or the manager. It's
Yeah.
pretty chill.
HR. So basically, what they might do is, as in, get to know your experience, and yeah, it won't be anything technical, but don't quote me on that. There was one phone screening that I had. I wasn't expecting anything technical, but then they threw some technical questions at me, and I failed miserably.
Mm.
So I would just advise that just hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Yep, yeah, I agree with saying it's. I feel like it's more, in my experience, it's just like they just talk about or ask about your experience more than any technical kind of questions.
Yeah, true. Did when you were doing the interview for your where you're working now, did you have a phone screen as well, Thinesh?
No, I didn't actually.
Okay.
But for some other places, I definitely did.
Right, right. Maybe it might be a good idea if, as in when you have got time, jump on a Slack and advice from your experience with Tori. That might help him as well. Okay, unload. Okay. Ah, right. I see what you're doing there.
Let's see if that works out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if it
Snap, it's been recorded as well, and it will be on YouTube too.
This is not professional advice. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, no professional at all.
if you pay us $50 per hour, then we can make the same advice professional. Don't mind doing that. It's the same advice, but just professional. That's all.
Just
Yeah.
professional, because
Exactly.
professional costs money, free doesn't, and this was free, so it's no professional.
Yeah.
Undefined.
Right.
Not cool, bro. Not cool.
Okay, can you zoom in, because I'm literally in the camera at the moment, as in trying to
Yeah.
see.
There you go.
Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Cool.
Right. Can you go back and see where we?
Still not getting
So
the
what you
thingy.
did was get bored.
I put this whole thing in a function.
Load body. Load.
Oh wait, never mind.
It's not
I did a stupid
closing
thing.
on the right one. Yeah.
I did a stupid thing. Very, very stupid thing. Am I able to get anything out of here? I just want to see that. Let's see if it returns these words. So right now, this thing is gonna go. Okay. Actually, yeah, that should be fine. This thing's gonna go. Do I get bored? Okay. Then it's gonna yep. Keyword by ID to get bored. And then it's gonna alert it. Okay, let's see. We probably should look at bundling this whole thing really soon.
Yeah, I just focus one thing at a
Okay,
time.
so I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I get session board ID for sure. That's good enough. Now, why am I not getting when I do a return of the actual session board ID?
Isn't that because the function is defined prior to when it's being actually called? As in, is the value is being assigned in the go method, but you're calling that function before the go method.
The go method is being called when I press this go, right?
Okay, can you go back
Yeah.
in the
So
code?
I think right now what happens is that as soon as I press go in home HTML, this thing is being called on click,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and then this goes to the go method. This thing
Yes,
is gonna do
skipping
is
the function on the top.
yeah, and
Oh,
uh, semicolon. Then it's gonna call the session board ID thingy, get the session board ID. Um, I don't know why it's returning false. Probably shouldn't. Um, then it's got signed as board ID, and then it should return the session board ID. I'll try it again.
should we call the get board in the go method as well?
To get it where we don't need to get it here.
To call, okay, yeah, just do what you're thinking, and I'll come in and
Oh,
explain if it doesn't work.
Carter,
what is
can
your
you console
yeah?
log the session board ID as well? Just want to look at that.
Surely. Whereabouts? Here.
On after it's being retrieved, like after line 21. I mean on line 22.
Okay. For us to see that, I think it's better I alert it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Else the page will go. Yep. And here, I'm gonna hope for the best, and I'm gonna change it to.
No, I haven't had any experience with Ruby, Tori. I don't know about you guys. Do you guys have any experience with Ruby?
Of course,
Neither
if
have
you
I.
need lame. Yeah, that's all I remember from Ruby.
How to declare variable with, as in it's saying lim, is it?
Yeah, it was bad. I don't remember anything. Load body is not defined. Oh yeah, never mind. I never actually defined it. Haha, jokes on
Yeah,
you.
I haven't had I haven't had any experience with Ruby, as in I don't even know, as in how to define variables or anything. Yeah, so I wouldn't be able to comment on that one, Tori.
Wow. So we got one console log, and we didn't get the second alert. Oh wait, why didn't we get the first alert?
We haven't even got any alerts.
We got one alert. Why didn't we get this
Did
alert? We
we?
got this alert, but we didn't get this alert. Did I do something wrong here?
Alert session board ID.
Oh, I'm dumb. Huh. Just trying to think. No alert.
Can I read property? I got this error before as well. Can I read property of that one? I think we would probably need to return that, as in that's what Finish found out the last time.
Okay. I think I know why that's happening. Because I didn't make that function async.
54.
Yeah, I probably need to make it async.
Okay.
But like, can you go ahead and clear the boards then?
Yeah, just bear with me.
So we can see if the post is actually being posted or not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Promising. Now which line says that? No, Tori, I'm actually switching to TS as work calls. So watch me vouch for TS from now. But yeah, Java's cool as well. Interesting.
Okay, I'm not gonna delete one of the boards because that's been acting as a tester for another person on the team.
Oh yeah, sure.
Cool. So there's only one board available now.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you read Tori's comment?
What is it?
You really want to know?
Yeah. I mean, he's not throwing shade at me. It's throwing shade at John Stopstroop, who created Java.
Or if you are Kartik, you prefer stinky
Oh yeah, I
Java.
read that one.
Okay, like an old stinky pair of shoes you don't want to throw out because it's my lucky shoes.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, I do that with my football boots. Yeah, I
So
have
that
them.
is actually true, is it? In real
Yeah.
life?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Interesting. And it's always good to keep your lucky shoes forever, even though they stink.
Hmm. I'm not sure why this is thinking though.
Oh, Kartik, maybe add an await in front of after return on
After
on
return.
line 8.
I think that should make sense. Just thinking. Yeah. I think that makes more sense. So this is returning object promise. What I'm gonna do
Yeah.
is I'm gonna go ahead and console or log this thing. Just because I do want it to go to the next page, but I do want to see what's happening here.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do an empty alert. Yeah, so that it stays on the same page.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Didn't stay on the same page. Okay.
Getting
Why did you do
redefined board ID saying.
Like, one sec. Let us backtrack a little then. Just gonna stop this from happening. Yeah. I'll do that. Sorry, thanks for that. In front of any function, yeah.
In front of function. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for the reminder, Tori. Really helps.
Okay, there's some problem with the whole initial thing only. It's not even printing the board ID. That is bad.
It was working yesterday, I'm pretty sure.
I agree.
Do you try and do a hard refresh? Maybe.
I'll do that next. I'll do that. It's coming as undefined. If I do it second time,
It's 23. Online 23.
why? Yesterday the same thing was working.
Board ID. Yeah, wait.
Can I go and see if it's actually posting the board? Give me one sec.
It says posting the board.
Oh, really? What
Yeah.
was the last board's name?
CSDC.
Oh, okay. So it is going ahead and actually posting the board. So this is working. So this thing gets assigned. Oh, wait, there's no return. That's why. That's funny. Wait, we don't need a return now. Oh, we do. Wait.
No,
I mean, we kind of do. Oh, okay. think I got
session board ID is not returning.
Tori, what am I learning here? Collaboration. Besides that, yeah, just learning a pair program. I think that's the big thing.
And what not to do. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
We are pretty good.
There we go. Yeah. Okay, let's go back.
Okay, the board
Tracking.
ID is coming up.
Yeah, now I'm gonna go to the next page. Rookie error. I'll just make sure the workflow is right. So this thing is gonna come up. It's gonna return. I can return the whole board actually. I make it return the whole board. So it's gonna go here. It's gonna go to get the board, do the dot board ID, and do this. Yep, I think it's the best chance. Let's see.
Kartik, did you change anything in post board name, by the way?
Not really. I just made it so that we don't assign session board ID to something. So we had session board ID equal to this thing, but I just removed that.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. But like we'll get rid of it. Like we'll make it a local variable.
Oh, thanks, Tori.
Not due to promise. Okay.
Thank you, Tori. Appreciate your kind words.
Still undefined here. I just want to console the log. This thing not alerted. Just before we are returning it. What is it? And after we receive it, what is it?
Hector and I decided that there should always be at least one in the chat. So we're taking turns. Oh, all right. I didn't know that. No wonder why when Jacob say you're no hair and when you're here he's no hair. Just noticed it. Interesting. Thank you. As in, it really means a lot, Tori.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Okay. Undefined. Promise is there, which is fulfilled. How did we resolve the whole thing when the promise was fulfilled, but we didn't actually? The promise result is undefined. On line 54.
I remember how we did this.
Then why is get bored? One second.
Actually, I'm gonna check in the git commits. Just bear with me. Name heading.
So it's able to console or log it here, but once it comes here in this function, it's not able to console or log it. And that's pretty interesting.
Where are you calling get board from? Okay.
I'm calling it from here. While doing this.
You calling get board ID. So where did you say it does it, but when called from a function, it doesn't?
Yeah. So right now, if I console the log session board ID, here it's gonna console a log, but here it's gonna
Okay,
say it's
so
undefined.
maybe try to call the get board in the go method, probably.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I think. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. So if I do after this console.log, I'm just gonna do get board because it's returning something. So we'll see.
Yeah.
What is it returning? I need to do await. Oh, I think that's what I need to do there as well. Okay. I'll give it a look here and see what happens. Oh, okay. Hold on, that worked.
Brilliant. But what? And did you actually press the go 3 times, or
I
did that
printed it
happen
3
on?
times.
Okay,
Printed it
cool.
3 times for sure.
All right, cool. That's fine then. Yeah, here you go. Tori's the master here. It's not returning anything. That's why. Yeah, you're right, Tori. It wasn't. So
Yeah.
we just made it to return it. Something.
Okay, let's see. Moment of truth.
Come on, baby, go show us some loving now.
Okay, not as truthful as it.
Is in the pending is still coming up as undefined?
Mm.
What did
Pacific.
your Tori is saying something really interesting that you're not storing the return in a variable.
I mean, is it gonna make any difference? Should I store it in a variable?
Just try that, okay? Maybe.
I don't know. Is that what you mean, Tori? Once you give me a heads up, I'll run it then. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. So I'm calling it await. I have a sync here.
No, he's
No,
not
return it.
saying that. Soon
Okay,
as he
what
comes
is it?
back, I'll let you know.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna get myself some water, so I'll be right back.
Cool.
You're adding it to some email. Yeah, so is that what you're trying to say? I'll run it, but only give me a heads up.
All right.
Another function for what? Just getting the board?
Should you write another function?
It is inside another function.
Turn the result.
Okay.
Thank you.
Get board name is already there and add board name.
Like a
I can make another function to add board name. But is it gonna make any difference? That's what I'm asking.
Hang on, why are we why should we add function? Just saying
Because
functional programming. Oh, he's
this
talking
function,
about functional programming.
in general, I'm just saying that this function says that it's gonna do get board name. That's all it's gonna do. It's not gonna go ahead and add this board name to in the index file.
As in that case, it's a single responsibility, which exactly should be, right?
Mm.
So should we just isolate them or not?
I'm kind of confused to what's happening at the moment, so you might want to give me a bit of a context.
Yeah. So you know what this function is basically saying that I'm
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and get you the board name.
By having the board ID, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily saying that I'm gonna go ahead and add this board name as the board heading.
But why do we need a separate function to add the board name as a heading?
I mean, it was just about. It's not. It's not gonna make any difference. It's about making like
Okay,
clear.
cool.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Hey, Cactus, what's happening,
Hello.
Kiza? Our
Hey,
Kiza
Cactus.
gang is back.
Hey, Victor. Okay, I'm gonna do this only.
Yeah, let's have a look at that.
Oh.
The promise was promised. Okay, probably hard refresh it because when I
Okay.
was doing this, I was experiencing a problem, and as soon as I opened Incognito,
Yeah.
it disappeared. Come on, baby, go. Need some love, man.
Not loving.
Can you expand it?
Yeah.
Can you expand the promise?
Yeah.
I want to see if we're not getting the very. All right.
Why? I'm just.
As a vehicle, you're gonna need to wait if it's inside anything function.
And like, if I do it with like, I don't know, if I return something else, it's gonna do it.
I think that issue is that we're not getting anything in promise result, and that's in turn causing it to become undefined.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Alrighty. So it's doing it here, but when it comes here, it just not seems to do it. Workaround time.
Let's have a look at. I was gonna say, have a look at index.html again.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Here we go. Perfect. Yeah, my headset's battery dies, so I've just put it on charge now.
Oh, okay.
Rob, where did you say it was doing it?
Doing what?
Where did you say it was? You said that is doing it. As in by doing it, I'm assuming you said that it's giving the promised result as a board name. Am I right?
Wait, I didn't get that. Sorry.
So you just said that it's doing it.
Okay.
It's a question.
Oh, but okay. So yeah. So what is it doing that? We have the session board ID printed here. But when we go here, it doesn't seem to. It says it's undefined.
Okay. Can you go and finish?
I was just gonna say, Zen, it's saying undefined index instead of right. It's saying it's showing the value in home, but then when we go to index, it's showing as undefined.
I think that would be the problem in index.html then. If we just go to index.html in the JavaScript,
Yep.
what's in the get board?
So you want me to show you the function?
Yes, please.
Probably I'll wait to me there. Yeah.
Yep. So that's simply returning the session board ID.
So that we can make it a local variable afterwards.
Okay, that's fine. And then if So the only reason why we have the sync function get board is to make the board name appear in the session board ID. Is it?
I mean, realistically, I can try doing one thing, which is probably gonna make it work, at least for now. Is that I call the post board name from here.
Hmm.
No, but
I mean,
we don't want it to make it just for now.
yeah, that's true.
Um,
If you're an experiment, that's all I was saying. But yeah, need to figure out a way to.
so can you go? Can you run the home to HTML? I just wanna see how it's appearing over there.
What do you want me to run? Just console.logs.
Home to HTML, and then I just want to see the board name appearing in the promised result on the home page.
Okay. Yeah. You mean the board ID, right?
The promised result, as in the board ID and the board name.
There you go.
Hmm.
So expand that.
Can't. It's this only.
So if the board ID is appearing over here, but you're sending the entire promise over there in the index.html.
Yeah, we want this board ID over there.
Guys,
In the next one.
I was just gonna say, like, how about if we do the local storage thing again? I don't know what you guys think about that in terms of, maybe it's not best practices or not, but how about if we add the local storage and then save the board ID in the still front end file, and then we access the local storage again when we are in the index.html. Similar to what we did with the board name.
So you're saying, Finesh, that instead of getting the board name from the database, we use the one in local storage, essentially.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yes, that could be done for this post method.
Mhm.
But eventually, when we do a get function analogy, we will come back to this scenario again. So, which means that if we fix this from the get-go, it will be a smooth road ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense actually.
We want that one over there. So, okay, maybe remove those types from the script tag.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I know what's happening right now. So the thing which is happening is that you know how in home we load still front end. Just forget whatever we have
Yeah, of course.
discussed about
Yeah.
the whole scenario.
Mhm.
So when we do the still front end thing and we post the board, right? What it does is in our mind, this home HTML is using still front end. And the index HTML is using still front end. But what index is doing that it's loading still front end all over again. It's not loading the still front end which home HTML used.
Yeah. That makes sense.
There's a two still front ends attached to these two different HTML files. So I think while doing a post, something along the lines of local storage is the only thing which is going to work.
Yeah.
Just because you can't, as soon as you go from this home HTML to index, this session board IDs thing is gonna reload.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that being said, it was coming before, isn't it? As in the whole board ID.
You were getting it just because you were putting the board ID manually here.
To be honest, I don't think so.
You'll start getting it. Can you give me a board ID? Let's just test it out.
Yeah, pretty confusing, Tori.
Ah, I see. I think that was the entire problem. Yes, today, because we actually stopped because we wanted to get this done dynamically. Right? Yeah, that makes sense.
Local storage.
In this case,
At least while posting. Yeah. Like
all right.
we can just get our workflow till index page, right? We are not going anywhere after the index page. So
Yes, but if you see from when we come to do the get buttons functionality, that will have to go to the database and then do this whole functionality.
what do you mean? Like,
So
come on.
you know, okay. So say we do the post board using the local storage. Okay, say that. But
Yeah.
then when we come for the turn of get board from the persistent storage, which is a DB, in that case local storage won't help us. We will have to call the board from the database and then display in index.html. So what I am trying to say is, I guess that we will skip this functionality now, but we will eventually have to come back anyway to it.
I think what you're trying to say is that one second, I'll go to where get dev's pointing me.
All
This
right.
is get board, get dev. But coming back to what you're saying, right? Like um in the front end, we're gonna have two inputs. Like one is the post board and one is the access your originally created board, right? From the
Yes, which
persistent
is
storage.
the get board.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're gonna have one more text field here, and you're gonna enter the board ID or the session ID, whatever you're gonna give the user to enter afterwards. So that thing, we're gonna create another fetch method which is gonna be called get session. You can just enter that, and that's gonna use local storage as well to go to the next page and use that session ID only.
Right. So you mean to say that it was still on the get function, it will still use the local storage until it comes to index, and then how will it display everything then?
From index, it's just gonna call the whole get board. Really, we just need to call get board. That's it. Get board is gonna give us board name and all the
On
nodes
load.
inside it. Sorry.
On load.
Yeah. Of so we can go ahead and create another function, right? We have to anyway add one another key to the backend, which is going to be session ID or something like that, which will enable us to find boards.
So do you mean okay?
Yeah.
Do you mean that you're gonna get the session ID once when you post, and then store that in local storage. And then when you go into index, update the local storage based on by using a get request to update that local storage. Is that what you mean?
Can you come again? Sorry, I missed that.
Sorry. So basically, we have a session ID in local storage,
Yeah.
and it will be updated based on the when somebody creates a new board, right? So
Yeah.
that'll be
So
updated.
So yeah, as soon as you're gonna create a board, right,
Mhm.
it's gonna go to the next page, and I don't know, we can create a random number generator to show like, oh yeah, this is your session ID here,
Mhm.
on the top right,
Mhm.
and that person can note that down when they come back. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay.
Can
So
you
they have to
come again?
remember.
I'm confused.
Yeah. What was the original workflow then? Like, what was the original workflow when you're coming back? If we are concerned about that right now. No, actually curious. Like, actually,
No, so I was just reading Gekta's comment. There's still time for you three to deliver pizzas.
way past
Probably,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the original workflow for the post was to, as soon as we do the post, we insert the board, and then when coming back from the database to the front end, we get the board ID only, and then we play around with the board ID and get everything from that one, as in the front end. That was the original workflow.
No, I'm talking about the when the person comes back to load the session where they left it.
Which session?
Like when you're gonna store your thing, right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna come back to, oh yeah, these are the boards. This
Okay.
this is the board,
Cool.
and
Cool. In that way, it would probably, according to my understanding, work as you, the person will actually give it its original board name, and then it will go in the
yeah.
in the still front end to get the board name.
Also, they're gonna type the board name. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it needs to. They have to type in the board name.
So we're not gonna generate any sort of special identification or something like that.
It will be generated from the UUID, but the board name will be the one that they would be using to get the board. And another question there arises, that what if two boards have the same name? In that way, there will be a validation in place that they won't be able to have the same board with different IDs.
Mm.
So
Does that make sense, Kai?
when the person comes back, they're gonna go ahead and enter the board name, right?
Yes.
That means that no two boards with the same board name can exist.
No. Yeah.
Okay, so basically, board name is our special session ID kind of a thing.
For the front end, yes.
So, then that being said, I think we need to go back to the backend at some point and create a get board by board name.
I agree with that actually.
I mean, there's no other way you can get the board.
Okay, hang on a minute. So this is the scenario that I was going ahead with yesterday, but you actually calmed me down. So I will want to say that to you now. That let's not jump onto the getting functionality, as in the overall, the holistic get board,
Mhm.
and just focus
Okay.
on the posting board, which would be working as when the person posts the board, it gets inserted in the DynamoDB, okay? And then in
Okay.
return, we are already getting board ID in still front end and in home.html. All we need to do is get just try to get the whole promise to display the board name, and then
Yeah.
the board name could come on the index. Am I making
Yeah.
am I
So
making sense here?
I think what we can do is that, see, even if we are thinking about the whole post, right, just now,
Yeah,
like even if we think long term, doing it with local storage is fine. Like if you're doing a post, that means you're new to the whole thing. You don't need to worry about the whole getting workflow.
exactly.
So what we can do is to resolve this whole thing. Um, we can just go ahead and use local storage, but I don't know, like like it's not the best practice for sure. So if
All
you guys
right.
have something else,
Yeah, in that way, if something can be done tweaking, as in the best practice, because I don't think that in software development we can actually
well,
strictly
the
stick to best
the
practices
best the
at
best
all.
practice was to make this in React, honestly.
We're skipping steps now. Let's just stick to the
Yeah.
scope. Okay.
I'm still sad we're not doing it in React.
Yes, because that
But yeah.
would have been a lot, I would say, worse, considering I don't have much experience with React. I don't know about you guys, but yeah.
We, we,
Mhm.
we could have gone ahead and learned it, but yeah,
Okay.
didn't have time in the
All right.
last month. But
Let's
yeah,
just stay in the
yeah.
goal task. We can use local local storage in that way now. Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine, as long as we can achieve the goal.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Oh, it's 40
Cool.
past.
Yeah, gonna
Yeah,
to go to
Devin
my
is really
assignment.
on to me at the moment. I can tell, really on to me.
That's fine.
Um,
I'm gonna do it in React for
like,
sure. Like any which ways, we're gonna do it in React.
Mm.
If
yes,
this
but
works out or doesn't.
it will work, but for front end, not before we actually release the MVP. Yeah,
Mhm.
the front scratch in a day in C sharp. I could actually bang that out in probably a week max if it was in C sharp. To be honest, I miss my C sharp now. But
Very nice.
again, that's a learning curve though.
Mm.
All right,
Alrighty.
perfect, guys. Cool. Do you wanna just finish off the announcement, Dinesh?
Yeah, sure. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us on another episode of Raw Coders. Today we continued working on the Scrambler CA project and trying to display the board name on the board. Getting closer every time for sure. And I think we're getting definitely closer. And we should get there, I would say, in the next few episodes or very, very soon.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. Join us tomorrow, same time.
Same place.
Same task, actually. Yeah.
Same task.
Right.
All right, guys.
All right. Cheers. Good night.
Good night, and enjoy your day, night, or evening internationally. Cheers,
Mhm.
guys. Bye.
Cheers.
Good
Good
night,
night.
guys. Bye bye.